The haunted house in Chelstone. In January 1993, Mr. and Mrs. Awizu, together with the family of the 3 children, just shifted into their new and bigger house in Chelstone. Now, they first thought that this new house is going to be better than their previous house in Matero, and of course their previous house in Matero, it was way more smaller, less secured, and the rentals were just more expensive. But the reason why everyone in Chelstone never wanted to shift into this bigger and more affordable house was that this house had a horrific, terrifying story that was not fully disclosed to everyone, and so no one wanted to tamper with this house. But despite all of that, Mr. and Mrs. Awizu, they just shifted into the house, and after just staying in the house for less than a week, Mr. Awizu was already sent off to attend a 3-month work seminar in Switzerland, and that's how he left his wife together with 3 children all alone in this big new house in Chelstone. Now, the house was actually secured, no thieves would enter into the house, but just after staying in the house for just 1 week, Mrs. Awizu would later write in the police reports that in the very early days of staying in this house, her, together with the 3 children, they would wake up only to find the house has been cleaned, like someone took time to thoroughly clean the yard outside, and also inside the house has been swept, mopped, very squeaky clean. Even the plates in the kitchen, they all have been washed. Now, the problem was that every time this happens, they would always find all the taps around the house have been opened and the water has been flowing throughout the night without stopping. Faucet in the kitchen and also the tap outside opened, and this bizarre, very strange occurrence would continue happening around the house. At first, Mrs. Awizu thought maybe the water is just flowing because of some plumbing problem, since it's been a while anyone stayed in this house. But it turns out the solution to this plumbing problem was just her switching off the taps, and no leakage would happen again, and this continued on and on for days, despite all the children and Mrs. Awizu saying they don't know who did this. After 2 weeks of staying in this house, the last born in the family, David Awizu, he began seeing this man walking around the house. Sometimes it would be at nights when the doors are all locked, even the gate outside is locked. This 7-year-old boy would tell his mother that, "Mom, I just saw someone walking in that room. He just entered it." And every time he did this, the mom would rush into this room and see if there was someone inside the room, because apparently the windows to this house, they had window frames that would not allow anyone to go in or out of this house through the windows. So the possibility of this man going through the window was totally not possible. So she searched the room that the kid would say that the man has entered in, but she would not find any sign of a man or that a man came into this room. Sometimes the kid would say just saw a man going into the toilet. She goes into the toilet, finds no one is in there. Sometimes the kid would say there's someone who's gone in the bathroom, still she'd find no one in the bathroom. Until the 3 months elapsed and Mr. Awizu came back from Switzerland into Zambia, Chelstone, back in the house that's haunted. Now, Mr. Awizu is a very skeptic human being. These rationalists always been empirical about everything. So he claims, no, there's no way that there could be ghosts. The boy is obviously hallucinating. But David would continue seeing someone in the house. Sometimes he would just wake up at the middle of the night, rush into the parents' bedroom, telling them that he sees a man in the room, and this man is telling David that, "I'm going to kill you if you don't go and tell your parents to leave this house right now." But David's parents would not believe him. Sometimes they would bring a preacher so that he prays for David, so that David stops seeing all of these illusions he's seeing in the house. Apparently, no one else was seeing what David was seeing. He was all alone, seeing this man walking around the house, threatening to kill this boy at the middle of the night, and no one understood this boy. Every time they even brought the priest would pray and advise Mr. and Mrs. Awizu that they should take David to a psychiatrist. Maybe David might be experiencing some mental illness. Though this is the first time this boy was talking about seeing a ghost. He has never said this in his 6 years of living on earth. This was his first time. Every time the priest prayed for him, he would still wake up at night and say that he's seeing someone in the house. Sometimes everyone in the house would just feel something particularly odd with the temperature in this house. The temperature in the house would just plummet, dropping down, and it would leave everyone in the house feeling like they are in a freezer. And and this would just last for a couple of minutes. Then the temperature would get back to normal room temperature. And during this moment when they would feel very cold in the house, despite outside the house be very warm, they always had like there is someone who's in the house moving around, though they were not seeing anything. And David also claimed that I've just seen some man walk around the house. He's just going there, he's just doing something around the house. And what finally made Mr. Wizu's skeptic mind to believe that okay, there's something very strange happening in this house was when he began hearing a car and a man outside the house. Almost like a man just started up his car outside and is also like talking on the phone or something, but with a very loud voice. And this strange occurrence would usually happen during the morning or at night. This would wake up Mr. Weasel. Everyone in the house would just peep at their window trying to see who's this who's just started up their car. No stranger's car or anyone was outside the house. And every time this happens, David was also claimed that he's seeing a man standing next to a crashed car. Mr. Wizu told David to describe how this car looks like, how the man looks like he's seeing. David would say that the car looks like it was crashed, and the man looks very annoyed, like he just got hurt in the head, like he's bleeding, he has a wound in the head. Mr. Weasel immediately got scared when he heard the description coming from his son, what he was seeing. He rushed to get a picture that had 7 people in it, and one of these 7 individuals in this picture was the previous owner of the house. And he asked his child to point out which man he has been seeing with the crashed out car, the man that has been moving around the house. And David said, yeah, there's actually a man in this picture who he has been seeing, without even waiting for a second or any hesitation. He pointed out directly to the previous owner of the house, saying this is the man that is seen in the house. Mr. Weasel immediately remembers, yeah, there's something definitely wrong in this house. He remembers that the previous owner of this house, he was his workmate, and when he was just getting promoted, he died from a very, very strange, bizarre accident. And many people suspect that the reason that this accident happened and killed the previous owner of this house was someone tinkered with his vehicle, and this caused the accident. The accident led to him getting injured in the head, right where the child was describing that he saw the man in the house having injuries. But no one was found guilty or arrested of David's death, but many suspected that he was murdered because of his new job position. Mr. Weasel, together with his wife, they called in a witch doctor, aka a Nganga. And this Nganga was the one who advised them to get cannabis and begin burning this cannabis early in the morning before the sun rises, and in the evening before they go to sleep. Just burn this cannabis for 5 to 10 minutes all around, inside and outside the yard of the house. And as they will be burning this cannabis, letting the smoke, they should be saying the words, "We are only here to stay and maintain your house. We are not here to destroy anything. We are only here to keep your house protected and secured. We are not here to take anything from your house." And just repeating these words of assurance that they're taking care of the houses as they are burning this marijuana, it drastically changed the experiences that they were having in this house. Their last son David stopped seeing the man who was trying to kill him, and the cleaning of the house, so the temperature drops, they all stopped, and everything went away. The house was no longer haunted.